This is the most critical number you will hear today. 8 seconds. That is the average human attention span right now. 8 seconds. This is shorter than the average attention span of a goldfish, which scientists estimate can stay focused for 9 seconds. Think about that truth. The most powerful brain on Earth now surrenders its focus faster than a creature swimming in a bowl. Why did this happen? It is not an accident. Your mind is not simply drifting. It is being meticulously, scientifically, and aggressively captured. Every microsecond of your cognitive energy has become the most valuable commodity on the planet. Welcome to the empire of your mind. This is the unseen system designed to harvest your focus, converting your time, your thoughts, and your decision-making power into trillions of dollars. You believe you are browsing. You think you are choosing. But behind every notification, every suggested video, every endlessly scrolling feed, there is an optimized architecture built specifically to bypass your rational defenses and hijack your deep neurological drives. This is a deep dive into the true cost of distraction. We will uncover the historical roots of what we can only call focus warfare, explore the neurological blueprints used against you right now, and predict the shocking future of cognitive control. If you understand how the empire controls your focus, you might just be able to take it back. But first, we must understand when the war began. Part 1. The genesis of attention currency. The idea of attention as currency is deceptively new. For millennia, human focus was largely driven by immediate survival, finding food, avoiding predators, building shelter. Then came mass production. In the late 19th century, industrialists needed people to buy things they did not immediately need. They needed desire. They needed attention. The modern focus war started not in Silicon Valley, but in the pages of cheap newspapers and magazines. Before the 1830s, newspapers were expensive and often politically focused. They targeted the elite. Then the penny press arrived. Suddenly, millions of people had access to cheap, sensationalized information. This was the first scalable product designed to capture mass attention. But who was actually paying for all this? Not the readers. The breakthrough came when businessmen realized they could sell access to the reader's mind. They sold the space around the stories. This was the true birth of advertising as a dominant economic force. It was a simple, unspoken contract. You give us your time, and we give you content. And while you are focused on that content, we subtly slip a message into your subconscious mind. By the early 20th century, radio solidified this framework. Think of soap operas. They were called soap operas because they were sponsored by soap manufacturers, specifically targeting women in the home during the day. Their explicit goal was to capture 3 key hours of daily focus. This practice showed that attention was not just a side effect of content, it was the primary product being packaged and sold. But how do you measure something as abstract as human attention? This problem plagued early advertisers. They needed data. They needed metrics. The transition from the Wild West of radio to the disciplined efficiency of television marked the next massive escalation in the war for your mind. In 1950s America, television became the undisputed ruler of the home. TV executives introduced quantitative focus measurement. Companies like Nielsen started meticulously tracking exactly who was watching what and for how long. For the first time, media companies could assign a concrete dollar value to 30 seconds of human focus. They could prove that for every 1,000 people reached, they deserved a specific fee. This might seem like a technical detail, but it fundamentally changed content creation. Content was no longer primarily about truth or quality. It was about stickiness. It was about maximizing the measurable attention unit. We started producing content optimized for maximum retention rather than maximum inherent value. But here is where it gets interesting. While the attention economy was perfecting its metrics in television, it was still reliant on a relatively passive consumer. The viewer had to sit and watch a fixed schedule. The digital age was about to eliminate this limitation completely. It was about to turn passive watching into active, perpetual engagement. Can you recall the last time you watched an entire TV commercial break without once looking at your phone? If you cannot, you are living proof that the analog age of control is over. We are now deep inside the digital mechanism. Part 2. The digital metrics of cognitive capture. The internet did not decentralize attention. It centralized the mechanics of capturing it. The giants of the digital age, the social platforms, the streaming services, the search engines, did not just adopt the attention framework. They weaponized it using advanced behavioral psychology and computational power. In the analog world, focus was measured in minutes per session. In the digital world, focus is measured in micro-behaviors. These platforms analyze everything you do. They track your scroll depth, how far down the page you move before quitting. They monitor dwell time, how long your eyes rest on a specific image or post. They map your interaction frequency, the number of times you switch between apps. These are not metrics for user convenience. They are metrics for user exploitation. Consider A/B testing. Every single video thumbnail you see, every headline that pops up in your feed has been vigorously tested against thousands of alternatives. The goal is simple. Find the 0.5% optimization that increases your click-through rate. This means you are not clicking on a random choice. You are clicking on the mathematically proven, psychologically optimized stimulus designed to hook your brain. And the algorithms learn incredibly fast. One study revealed that a major video platform adjusts its suggested content based on user engagement signals within 120 milliseconds of interaction. That is faster than the conscious part of your brain can even process the decision to scroll or stop. This relentless optimization creates the sensation that the platform is reading your mind. It is not reading your mind. It is simply testing every possible variable until it finds the precise pressure point that yields maximum focus. This leads us to the primary tool of the empire, the dopamine loop. The architecture of modern digital platforms is engineered to stimulate and reward a specific neurochemical process in your brain, the dopamine response. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. It is the seeking chemical. It is the expectation of reward. When you post something, you do not get a guaranteed reward. You get a variable reward schedule. You might get 10 likes, or you might get none. This unpredictability is far more addicting than a fixed reward. Imagine a slot machine. If you knew it paid out every 10th pull, you would stop if you hit 9 blanks. But because the payout is random, you keep pulling. Your social feed is a massive, personalized slot machine. Every time you pull down to refresh, your brain floods with anticipatory dopamine. It is seeking the unpredictable reward, a notification, a validation, a piece of shocking gossip. This chemical control has a devastating consequence on your productivity and mental health. Experts estimate that the average knowledge worker switches tasks approximately every 40 seconds. Every switch incurs a cognitive cost known as the attention residue. When you check your phone for just 30 seconds, your brain does not immediately return to the original task. A part of your mind is left thinking about the interrupted task, the email, the tweet, the comment. This residue can lower your cognitive performance by up to 40% on complex tasks. The attention economy does not just steal your time, it destroys your ability to achieve deep work. It actively degrades your concentration skills, making you more vulnerable to the next interruption. This constant switching is the engine that drives the empire. It keeps you perpetually shallow, perpetually seeking, and perpetually available for capture. But what happens when the captor knows your needs better than you do? Part 3. The future of total cognitive capture. We are currently transitioning from algorithms that react to your behavior to artificial intelligence systems that predict and preempt your needs. Imagine a world where the empire does not wait for you to search for something. It knows the exact emotion you will feel at 4 p.m., and it serves up the precisely engineered video, advertisement, or interaction that addresses that emotional state before you even consciously recognize the need. This is hyper-personalization, driven by massive datasets on human emotion and physiology. Future AI systems will integrate data far beyond what you type. They will use real-time biometric inputs, wearable devices measuring your heart rate variability, your sleep cycles, the dilation of your pupils. If the AI detects a subtle shift toward boredom or anxiety in your biometric data, it will instantly deploy a highly effective pattern interrupt designed to re-engage your focus. For instance, if your heart rate spikes slightly during a work task, the system might interpret this as high stress. Instead of serving an ad for a product, it might serve a quick meditative visualization designed to calm you and then transition you seamlessly into a sponsored relaxation product. This level of control creates a terrifying loop. The very tools designed to entertain us or simplify our lives are becoming the ultimate arbiters of our emotional state. One leading neuroscientist predicted that within 10 years, AI systems will be able to map a user's attention trajectory with 95% accuracy, knowing not just what you will look at next, but why you will look at it. The end goal of the empire is not just to capture your 8 seconds of attention. The goal is total cognitive capture. This is the world where genuine free will is replaced by the illusion of choice, pre-selected and optimized for maximum yield. Will you be a willing citizen of this highly managed mental reality? Part 4. Reclaiming the frontier. This entire mechanism, this empire, is built upon one simple resource: your unmanaged focus. The history shows us how valuable it is. The modern workings reveal the complexity of the capture. The future warns us of the terrifying consequence. If attention is the currency of the 21st century, then distraction is the tax levied against your potential. But you have a power the goldfish does not. You possess self-awareness. Reclaiming your mind starts with recognizing the architecture of the control. It is not enough to simply delete the apps. You must understand why the apps are effective. You must build intentional friction into your life. If the algorithm seeks smooth, mindless scrolling, you must demand rough, difficult concentration. You must treat your cognitive energy as the guarded, finite resource that it truly is. Challenge the default settings of the modern world. Turn off the notifications that feed the variable reward loop. Create physical space and time where interruption is scientifically impossible. Because the empire relies on speed and ease. It relies on your immediate, unthinking reaction. Slowing down is your most potent act of rebellion. Remember the 8-second statistic we started with? That is the baseline of surrender. Your true human potential lies far beyond that, in the sustained focus that built civilizations, wrote symphonies, and solved impossible problems. Your ability to focus deeply is your personal superpower. It is the last great frontier of human freedom. Do not let the empire dictate the value of your mind. The war for your attention is raging, but the battleground is exclusively yours. Take back your focus, reclaim your time, rebuild the borders of your mind. Your empire is waiting for its rightful ruler, you.